All right, several of you have asked me how to find the phenotypes of, or I should say, the genes with similar phenotypes to the one that you have. Well, first, you of course have to find out the phenotype of your gene, and I kind of have shown you that in a previous video, but how about the others? Well, even though I like that other website I showed you, the actual Flybase website, which is right here, flybase.org. If you look up here, flybase.org, if you go there, there are better tools for doing this, and on flybase.org. And I have a video here, or if you should go to this video on YouTube, go to this one. As you see, it's youtube.com watch, and they give you these letters here. So just type this in. I know it's a lot to type in. Maybe I'll email you the link. But if you go there, they give you a nice tutorial on how to actually find the phenotypes that are similar to your own. So watch that video, and that one will help you out. I'm going to send you another video today or later on that will go over next week's PowerPoints. As soon as I get those PowerPoints, I'll go through them and I'll give you that that link. I quickly want to go over regular Flybase. You may or may not need all of these tools. In fact, that's one reason I don't like this one, is that there's just way too much going on here. But I want to give you a nice quick overview. We will be doing BLAST, so I don't want to do that yet. You've kind of seen the G browse. That's on the other one, and the J browse. That was on the other one. But these other resources you might be interested in looking at. For one of them is the image browse. And here you can go look at, let's look at the digestive system of the fly. All right, and you can find out things if you need to know about the digestive system. Maybe you have a mutation that affects the digestive system, and you want to talk about it. Well, so you have a mutation, and whatever's going on affects the digestive system in this area. Maybe whatever we have here. I'm just picking the first thing here. Maybe you need to find out more about that to put in your paper. Well, this is a good place to go get it, because not only do you get pictures and things like that, descriptions, so you can actually visually understand what's going on, but you get references as well. And remember, you need references for your final paper. So realize these tools are here, and this is for analyzing, say, different parts of the fly. If you have a mutation that affects only the fly when it's an embryo, or it's a larva or pupa, and maybe it's not an adult when it gets affected, maybe it's at some other stage, you may have to go investigate those. Might be something that only affects the abdomen, so you go look at it. And here you've got some images here. Let me go see if we can go. Here we go. Illustrations. So maybe at some point you may be asked to describe another species. It might be something that comes up when we get to the bioinformatics. Here you can go find a picture of these flies, and you might be comparing them, for instance. So let's see. I know there's one that we will probably be talking about. It starts with a B. There it is. And so this one is different than the standard Drosophila. Now you'll have to learn the Drosophila well enough to be able to distinguish this one from a regular the regular housefly, that the melanogaster. Let's see. Actually, it's fruit fly. Melanogaster is the fruit fly. But I just wanted to show you that these facilities are here, and you also, so image browse. You can, I won't show you that one, but another thing are vocabularies. If you run across some terms, you're not sure what they are, this is a good place to go and find out some of the terms. But just general Wikipedia can do the same thing there. Usually image browse, we're back here. That can be useful, especially when you're doing our crosses. All right, let's see. Anything else that I think you really ought to know over here? There are lots of links to help you with other things like what are the function of these genes, gene to function here. There are fly book is useful. Hold on, let me go here. Basically, it's a book on flies. But if you need to understand more about how flies work, like let's say there's something having to do with the fly reproduction that you're having to worry about. Well, you might look through these stem line and germ line. So that means regular cells versus germ line means the reproductive cells. So stem line and germ line might be something you would look at. I'm just saying that there are lots of things. Methods. How do you do things? Let's go look there for a second. So this would be articles and things for you to look up having to do with these topics, and you can use these as references, of course, in your papers. So just wanted to show you that regular fly base has some things that one I showed you. The one I showed you is better in many ways, especially in the second half of the course. But when you're starting out, maybe this one isn't so bad because it has the things like the vocabulary, and you can go look at some images. It's easier to do images through this one. But I wanted to show you that just to give you an update on Flybase. And a lot of you have been asking me, okay, we have 4 in WA1, writing assignment 1 here. Several of you have been asking me, well, what does that mean? Let me make this larger. Let's see here, larger text. Make this WA1, writing assignment 1. Well, writing assignment 1, it's just not going to keep it big. There we go. Writing assignment 1 is you have to go and find, it says 5, still doesn't keep it big, 5 different genes. You can use the description of your existing gene as one of those. So 5 phenotypes, or 5 genes that might be confused with your phenotype. That's kind of the way you, I'm probably phrasing that wrong, but that's essentially what you're looking for. You're looking for 5 genes or 5 alleles that might produce a similar phenotype to your mutant, which is what I gave you. It's the little letter. So maybe your letter, I don't know, is Z. A lot of them are only single letters, but it might be B or E or BW or BW7 or something like that. But let's just say it's Z. So what you would do is that you would go look up Z on Flybase or just Wikipedia. It's not like you couldn't do it. You'd type in like Drosophila melanogaster and type in Z or Z genotype or Z gene or Z phenotype. You could type in many terms with it, and you'd get information about the Z allele or the Z gene, depending on exactly what you've got there. And when you do that, you would find out what the phenotype is, and then you would watch the video that I gave you, and basically, or that I gave you the link right here, this one, and that's going to tell you how to find similar ones. Now, it says 5. Well, really what I should say is one of the genes, or whatever we're going to call it, alleles, those are, one of them is going to be your mutant type. So if it's Z, that's the first one. So that would be the first one. But then you start looking around and you find, oh, there's something else called SA, all right, that gives something similar. Maybe Z makes the fly, it has long legs. Maybe Z is long legs. Well, SA also makes it long legs, but it also has funny looking wings. So they're not the same. They have slightly different. And that's the kind of stuff you want to talk about. Maybe there's another one that's VB. All right, and VB has long legs, but the fly has blue eyes. All right, well, that's what you need to tell me. You would tell me that Z gives the fly long legs, but there are these other mutants like SA or VB. I'm making these up now. Don't think that these are real. That give it maybe a slightly shorter legs than Z does, but it also gives it this, and you would be describing these things. And that's what you're looking for in this paper. So start playing around with Flybase and start looking at the site I gave you as well. Go to these places, and really playing around with it is what, it's kind of like searching and seeing what you can and can't do, what kind of information they give you. It's the best way to do it. Watch the video. That'll tell you specifically how to do this. But in a general rule, that's where you need to be going. This is not due until September 27th, so don't worry. You have plenty of time to play around with it and then ask questions and write it. Hopefully don't wait till the last couple of days to write it. But you could write, it's not supposed to be very long, so get it written. You can even run it by me. Hopefully not everybody runs it by me. That would be a lot. But I would be willing to take a look at most people's if you're really worried about it, if you're worried about how it's structured, that sort of thing. All right, now there is one other thing, and that is that there are also assignments called reading assignments, and I wanted to make sure that you know that those exist. So they're always labeled RA. Now the reading assignments are also not the same thing as assignments, and I think maybe we need to come up with some new terms here. And there are also required lecture or readings. That's what I believe it's been called. So there are different things. There are reading assignments, there are assignments, and there are readings. And I'm going to come up with another video to kind of go over those. But I don't want you to get too confused right now. There has been one assignment. There is a reading assignment due, I believe, on Sunday, the 6th. So I think RA1 is due the September 6th. So make sure you find that. There was an assignment previously. Assignment 1 was due, and I think you just had to tell Dr. O'Brien about yourself. And I think that's already past due. That was last week or earlier this week. There are also readings that you're supposed to be reading, and there are some things that I need to probably go over and explain with you there. So I may make a video just about that. So we'll put question mark there for now. But I just want to make sure everybody's on the same page and you kind of know where we're going. You don't have to worry about this one yet. This is the big one. This is worth a lot more. And WA1, and it's not due till the 27th. So, but that's the one you need to be thinking about more than anything else. And I mean, get the others done, but still, this one here on the 27th is the big one. And you have plenty of time for it. And you need to learn to use Flybase. So watch this video, watch the previous videos I've given you, and get started on it. Ask questions if you need to. But realize there are other assignments that you need to be doing. There are regular assignments, there are reading assignments, and then there are readings. And I'll probably give you a video on readings somewhere along the way. And I'm pretty sure Dr. O'Brien's going to give you a lecture on that next week as well. All right, I just wanted to do this one here to kind of get you back on focus and know where we're headed and what kind of things are available and do.